So here's Ryan's newest find. We got a, what year is it, 75?
Yeah, I think it's 75.
And a 75 International 2010 with a gas job in it. Let's see if we can bring it to life. How long's it been sitting?
Oh, out here, maybe a year at the most.
Okay.
And it ran when it, you know, it was under its own power. I've kept it.
No, I have it. I already have it here. We'll give it a couple whiffs. Just see if the battery's got any juice. That one out of the B-19.
Careful, don't spray too much either, because everybody on YouTube will start giving you hell for it.
Go ahead and give her a little bit.
Sure, poof.
Oh.
Might play around with the battery a little bit there. Might have cleaned the terminals.
Yeah, it's got a little acid on it, it looks like.
Terminal cleaner by chance?
Well, unfortunately, I don't.
Or a wire brush?
5-speed main with a 2-speed rear. It's in pretty solid shape overall. No significant rust that we can see. Take two.
We're not getting good contact yet.
Yep. Yep, keep working it. She wants to go. God knows how old the fuel is.
Just cold-blooded.
Just cleaning the cobwebs out is all. What's that? That's good. Don't sound too bad. Is it building there?
Yep. Yeah, it's got about 100 pounds.
Good.
It's building right up.
Good oil pressure too?
Yeah.
All right.
Being quiet.
Yeah, she'll idle. Gotta get this thing hooked up. Make a pretty good toy hauler for somebody. Just had to loosen up the brakes on the trailer. She came right out. Once we get this lined up, the next challenge will be to get the B model loaded. Luckily, we brought the skid steer along.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're only caught in the bottom. That's it.
So here's the other half of the deal, an old Mack B-61T single axle tractor. I'm not completely sure what year it is. I'll have to look at the tag on the door. I'll get that figured out later, but it's got a 673 in it. I don't think it has a turbo. We're going to just do a little tinker in here and see if we can get the thing to fire up. It's a Mack, I'm sure it'll start.
Nothing.
Hmm.
Nothing. Nothing. Not super hopeful on this one. Any lights on the front come on? Nope. We don't have contact somewhere. Now, gas lights came on.
There you go, now you got lights. Parking lights anyway. You had headlights there for a second.
Yeah, I turned them on. on the sled. That one is good and loud.
Well, I'll tell you what. I guarantee the horn works.
Oh.
We either have a dirty terminal or a set of wires drawn.
I hope I don't have to crawl under this one too. So I'm just going to briefly explain what happened here in these next couple minutes. It started downpouring, so at that point it was pretty much all hands on deck. So I really didn't have a good chance to get a lot of video here. So obviously the Mack would not start, which was kind of unfortunate, but the truck had been sitting in that spot for 10 years, so we weren't really expecting it to do much, which is why we brought the skid steer along just in case. We hooked a couple batteries up to it and could not get it to crank over, so we figured our best bet was to just pull it out with the skid steer. So as you can see here, Ryan is in the skid steer. We've got it chained to the back of the frame trying to pull it out. This was a bit of a challenge, for one, because it was raining, so the ground was soft. Also, the front tires on the Mack were sunk into the ground about 2 or 3 inches, so we had to dig those out. And the brakes on the drive axle were also locked up. I whacked the brake drums with the sledgehammer, could not get them to loosen up, and the ground was so muddy that none of us wanted to crawl under there to work the S-cams to try and get the brakes freed up. So we figured our best bet was to try and lift and pull it out at the same time. So we had Ryan in the skid steer basically rocking it back and forth to try and get it out of the hole it was in. And basically took him rocking it back and forth and 4 of us pushing on the bumper of the Mack to get it out of that hole and up the hill. But eventually we did get it out of its spot, and we got it pulled across the guy's yard, as you can see here. I mean, we really tore the guy's yard up in the process. I jumped up in the cab of the Mack and steered it over towards the trailer, and then steered it as we pushed it up on the trailer with the skid steer, which was a little sketchy, but we got her loaded up on there, got it chained down, and then I went around and checked the air in the tires on the trailer and the tractor just to make sure they were ready for the ride home, and I topped off both gas tanks, and then we took off and headed home.
That's sweet.
Wipers.
Yep, and well, the seals are probably dry and it's set.
Yeah.
Just trying to find that happy spot in the switch where they want to work.
Looks like she's holding there, so that's good.
Yeah, everything seems to be working all right.
Cab needs to be clean, but it's pretty solid overall. No major rust, unlike the B model. Miles into the trip and we already had to fill up. the Mack works too. We found that out the hard way. Pull, baby, pull. Well, this should wake it up a little bit.
Oh, let's get her working. I just figure I'll just let it kind of run on its own. I'm not going to push it, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe we'll see that temp gauge start moving up.
I'll be happy to see it right there. I checked the hole and all the fluid before we left. So.
Yeah.
Here's a couple old trucks in there. See a cab over Ford, yep. Astro, a Freightliner.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, there's no shame in how this thing's going. That trailer's heavy, and that Mack is 12 to 14,000 pounds.
Yeah.
You gotta think, this is how guys truck, you know?
Cruising at a steady 30 miles an hour.